And howdy and good morning.
Hey,
At a
Saturday.
completely unusual time for us.
Yeah, Saturday. If you're new, give us a thumbs up. Hopefully, we get some new people popping in.
We need some new people. We need some fresh blood. Yeah. And you're also working on your 10K, so we need to push you some subscribers.
Yeah, it'll get there. I'm.
You
I think.
close.
I think Christmas holiday. This little period of time is gonna boost a lot. I think it'll help. I think it'll help if I've been very uniquely balancing out different projects, but I think there's more I can do better, and that's I think we've got our New Year's resolution coming up. So,
We have a
I
New
th-
Year's resolution,
yep. To me, for
aka
the
the most boring 20 minutes of the year.
next year, it's less. Hey, Smirk Station, how you doing? Less is more.
Yeah.
So you got to live your life. So it's getting better at putting out material that, first of all, you like to do. That's the big thing. I I spent a lot of time doing stuff that I really didn't like to do, and then now I'm just doing fun stuff. More FPV, little less GPS. The
Well,
bike stuff is fun.
yeah, but it's the FPV and some of the camera drones that got us here this morning, and some news that I came across last night that is rather unsettling, and that's going to open up the window for the main purpose of our get together here this morning. So I was thumping through the old internet when I came across. Let me share this.
Smirk Station, we are going to be hitting some serious stuff today.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about some serious stuff today. Brandon Carr, not just he wrote the FCC chapter for Project 25, he's now Trump's pick for chairman of the FCC.
Okay, so what does
Yeah.
that mean for us? Good question.
Yeah. Who is Brendan Carr? Well, Brendan Carr has been with the FCC for some time now. And he also wrote a little thing here that has DJI in it umpteen times. It's the national security risks that DJI represents in adding DJI, a Chinese drone company, to the FCC covered list. And this is pretty much the same thing as the Stefanik is pushing in Congress, the Countering CCP Drones Act. And he's been on it since October of 21. So this is going 3 years now that he's been trying to push this. And he will be the next chair of the FCC. So I don't think it takes much of a rocket scientist to figure out where this is going.
Yep.
You know, I saw his name, like, darn it, I remember that name. And sure enough, yep, the same one.
And
I'm going to make this a little bigger here.
so, what does this mean for you and me?
What does it mean for us? Yeah, that DJI drone ban, whatever you want to call it, is coming. the whole anti-Chinese drone thing. It's like Kleenex, right? They're paper towels, but everybody refers to them as Kleenex because Kleenex was the first one or the best brand out there. So Chinese drone is DJI because DJI makes the best Chinese drone. They make the best drones, period. But they come out of China, and that's their problem. And if any of you have watched Tombstone, and I've done told you that there, Chris, every time I get all this DJI band crapola going, there's always this one scene from Tombstone that comes to mind where the marshal introduces himself just as the marshal and whatever other titles he has. And he's also the president of the Anti-Chinese League. Well, here's the next president of the Anti-Chinese League right here. Brandon Carr.
I'm a history teacher. So, if you look through history and you look at policies towards the Chinese in the United States, it's not been very favorable, to say it mildly. A lot of it had to do with the poverty that was there. The Chinese, the best way the Chinese dynasties had collapsed and it was pretty poor. So they, during and as America was growing, people said, hey, why would I stay here and starve? I could go to the New World, America at that time. And when we were building the railroads. And anyway, that's kind of where a lot of this immigration starts. But they were the first group to be targeted.
But that's also where some of that anti-Chinese sentiment started because, they would provide labor for the railroads in huge numbers.
Right.
And, that felt people here threatened.
You had freed African slaves, you had immigrants from Ireland, and you had Chinese labor. Those were the three big groups. There's some great shows on Netflix. What's the
Hell
one that
on Wheels?
Hell on Wheels. If you want to watch and then you got Native Americans involved in the whole thing, but Hell on Wheels. If you want to see really good, like powerful cinematic play on that subject, there you go.
Yeah.
But we're basically, getting back to the subject, right? But that's it. It's not that are you guys twins?
Not even close.
Yeah. But anyway, it's not that there's a I would say I'm having this morning, I'm still working on my coffee here. I think it's more than just coincidence that they keep becoming the center of our attention. And we're not talking about, everybody gets picked on in American history. I mean, every group gets their share of, but it seems like the Chinese get a little bit more of it. Okay, getting back to why we're worried about this. It's protectionism. Period. Done. It's American protectionism. Period. And same thing. It's the exact same reason we did it then, to save jobs. We believed that Chinese labor was cutting into American opportunity, and they were the easy target at the time because they were most different of the groups. But anyway,
and also recognizable just by their appearance.
Yeah.
It's always easy to shut out a whole group just by appearance, and it don't matter if it's Chinese, Hispanic.
Is there industrial espionage going on, and is China like a big part of it? Absolutely. There's no question about it. And nobody's saying that. But my big question, to Kai, we've had a conversation about this a lot of different times. But why are we so reluctant to build our own stuff, and why are we not carrying that the next generation of kids that are being taught to that need to have the skills that's like what we've been learning for the last 6 years, 7 years. If you've been into drones, we've been we've been self-taught about flight controllers, about flying systems, about props, about control systems. Kids need to learn that. There's no question. This is not something that's a hobby anymore. It is necessary. I mean, you have to know this stuff.
It's that whole thing, that's going on was colleges. You have to have a 4-year college degree to become somebody in life, which is absolute horse crap.
Yeah.
But Drone Guy has a question here real quick. Drone Cams did a video about come Jan 1st, the federal agencies can no longer use DJI, Chinese parts, etc. Any truth to that? Yes. Actually, that's already in effect, that you cannot use any federal dollars to purchase any DJI equipment. Some of the local law enforcement agencies still buy DJI, but they cannot get any federal grant money for any of that.
I just put this image up because this was my live stream the other day. I didn't. We're going to get into it way deeper, but this is really what I've been thinking about. Is this the end? Is this the end of DJI, or the beginning of the end, or the beginning of great restrictions? Because we will still be able to get DJI gear. It's you just can't. You're not going to be able to use it. Say, if you're working for the park service, anything that has to do with federal government money. But states have different power, but the state I live in they'll dig into it too, because we're pretty much part of the problem.
Well, Texas just signed 4 executive orders. Texas government just signed 4 executive orders to protect against foreign meddling in Texas affairs. And the one that stood out the most on any other foreign powers was China. And, I don't know if y'all are aware, but Texas has a huge tech sector now. They are building a 1 billion square foot facility to make chips just outside of Austin. Samsung already has like 2 or 3 chip plants going up there. And now they're going to build this 32-acre building. That was part of when we had that big shortage on chips. That's when the government decided, we need to incentivize some people to come here and make the chips here in country, so we have them. Because, back then, the chip shortage, freaking cars couldn't get built anymore because they didn't have the chips for the onboard computers. And that's what we're shooting ourselves in the foot, not having the manufacturing capabilities, not having the engineering capabilities here to design, build, and manufacture. So, but yeah. I know DJI's got this lawsuit going on against DOJ for discriminatory something or another. But I think there's a lot more to it. And James is here. Howdy, fella. Takes a lot of water to run the chip factories. Kept out of California. Well, Texas ain't rich on water either, but it's like a 1 billion square foot facility up in Round Rock. They spend like $8 billion on that place.
I'm doing a little research here.
What are you researching?
I'm just looking. There was some information that was shared with me about drone manufacturers in the state of Utah, or drone research, because the answer for if we want to look at government contracts, okay, Skydale's not even on the list. Okay, the three main contractors that create drones for practical military use are General Atomics and Aeronautical Systems, Kratos Defense and Security Solutions, Northrop Grumman. Okay, they make the big Predator drones, the Kratos, those are like real drones. Okay, that's like actual military Hellfire missile drones, ones that can circumnavigate the Earth. Well, they can't do that, but pretty damn close. But I'm looking.
That is exactly what everybody thinks you have in your pocket when you tell people, I fly drones. And the first thing they go to is the big freaking Predator drone. Yeah, no, mine is, a little pissant toy. Doesn't even weigh half a pound.
Yeah, if you research the U.S. drone manufacturers, Skydio is number one every time. I'm just kind of looking for California Skydio.
I mean, since you already touched on Skydio, Skydio recently made a big purchase.
230 million, but that's still small potatoes compared to military spending. Let's see. Total funding raised 562 million with a current valuation of over 2.2 billion. So Skydio is.
There you go. I fly drones.
Yes, that is that's one of the first right there. That's the Air and Space Museum. Where's that?
I don't know which one is this.
Because that's obviously an old version of a stealth.
Yeah. I found that picture on Facebook not too long ago. It's just too freaking funny.
Man, I'm just looking, and this is the article. I don't regularly do this kind of research because I'm really not interested in it. But
well,
this is Skydio's own.
Since you brought up Skydio, Skydio recently bought a whole bunch of patents off of GoPro, and GoPro is about to go in the can.
Yeah.
Their stock went from $88 or something at its peak to what, $1 something now?
I'm guilty of the destruction of GoPro. If GoPro would have a long time ago integrated better audio into their cameras, made them, which they never did. They refused to do things that consumers wanted them to do. And companies like Insta and companies like DJI constantly listen to people's demands. That's why, every time I think of a cool, innovative camera, I keep holding one of these. If I look at what you will look what the consumers want. Every consumer thinks they're a vlogger. Okay. Every single one. We all think we're vloggers. We all think we're professional filmmakers. And that's what they have to cater to. The people, us that want new and better and cheaper and more fun and more innovative. And this is not, and then the GoPro always has half measures. Okay. You know, we want this and then they give it to us. We want this and then they give it to us. This is two different cameras, two different companies, and both of them are killing the market because they're just so cool and innovative. I mean, Skydio doesn't do stuff like this. They don't freaking like innovate. And I mean, this is the most innovative camera, you know, that there is. You know, it's just unbelievable. Flip up screens, freaking. Yeah.
Well, I just look here at GoPro's stock price. The high in March of 21 was $13.50. Today it's $1.22.
Oh my
They're
God.
fixing to be penny stocks.
That's the end. It is the end.
And now they're selling off their assets. Now they're selling off their patents to Skydio.
I don't feel bad for the GoPro people. They did what they did, and then they're cashing out now, and they're just saying,
well, GoPro, I mean, they've done, you know, they tried a streaming thing, and then they've tried the Karma. We all know how that went.
yeah.
I'm wondering if Skydio bought the patents for the Karma. I wonder if Skydio bought the patent for the Karma.
Yeah. Well, karma is a good word for it.
Yeah, because it can bite them in the ass.
I'm okay. Let's.
Oh,
this is actually. I'm going to give Skydio a little bit of props right here. Okay, I'm going to just give him some prompt. You know, a little bit of love. Okay. Here is the drone that I never flew this. Never flew it one time. There was a lot of reasons why it was hard to fly. First of all, getting it, having one available, but the innovation in it it's wonderful. I mean, it's got a magnetic detachable battery. It's got all kinds of really interesting things. You've got reverse prop design.
Yeah, they done all sorts of stuff, but they never perfected any of it.
No, it doesn't fold. I don't want a drone that doesn't fold. I want it to be compact.
Well, I don't care if it folds or not. Okay. That's just.
Hey, I do. I understand where you're going. Just finish your point.
I don't care if it folds or not. It's got to fly good. It's got to It's got to respond to freaking controls.
Yeah, the controller was part parrot. You know, let's just use the parrot controller, which really didn't offer it much of a good control link. They were not native, you know. But the camera system, the way they articulated and put the gimbal inside of the frame, I mean, that was, or as part of the frame was, you know, really, really cool. The idea of obstacle avoidance, why don't you just make that? You work on that technology. And all DJI and other companies, you know, well, DJI is pretty much the only one that really did a really good job with obstacle avoidance. It gets better and better and better. And these guys they never change their design. They just we're just going to keep. Yeah. It's almost like they looked like they were going to get attention. They were just going to build attention, build a brand, then they were going to sell out to the highest bidder. I think it was, I definitely don't think they tried to become a government contractor. I think it just happened. And they just happen to be the only skin in the game in America. There's others. There's two other companies. There's that Brink company. And then we had Teal. They changed the name to that. Those are two companies where I'm at. But so the question is what do I do? Yeah, Teal and Fordham Technologies is another one.
Yeah.
Aerospace security and safety. Yeah, Teal Drones is still here. Want to see their homepage? Let's just
Sure.
real quick. That's their
Red
homepage.
Cat.
What's this? Red Cat. That's their homepage right there.
Yeah, and it's a Red Cat company, and who else is a Red Cat company?
Look at that.
You know who else is Red Cat? Rotorite.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. The Black Widow. That's what this one is.
Yeah.
Why don't you make a consumer version of the Black Widow that doesn't have, it doesn't have all the secret sauce in it? I think that's the kid that was part of the startup. Now he went from suburban kid with purple hoodie to now camo hat wearing guy with mustache. So, yeah. Made in USA, certified, Blue UAS. I'm not ripping on it. I want one, but I can't fly it. They are not going to make a consumer version of this. I'm never going to be able to test this. How am I going to talk about it and say how cool it is? Why can't you take this technology, spin off a consumer version, get kids in America or wherever you're looking for, it's, get it familiar with the airframe, and then bang, now you have future employees. You've got now future experts that are going to make it better. These are the things I didn't like about the frame. Let's fix them.
Yeah.
Let's change the the aerodynamics. Let's change let's put a anyway, you know where I'm going. Just there's no it's such a small window of, I know it needs to be, different for, commercial use and for military use,
Well, I'm gonna share something myself here now.
All right, let me get this. Yeah.
I just come across that, and I already sent it to you this morning. Now he made himself go away altogether. Come back. It wouldn't be a stream with that not disconnecting himself. So while he's gone, I'm going to share this little thing. Apparently somebody saw my logo and decided to make a drone out of it. I don't know how this thing is going to fly any better, but it wouldn't need forward momentum. There you are.
Hey, please, StreamYard, please, will you take the leave studio button and not make it look like the end of frame button? I hate that. It's like the 5th or 100th time I've done that. Anyway.
So I'm just sharing here. Somebody saw my logo and decided to build a drone out of it.
And put DJI on it.
Oh yeah, it's a DJI hybrid drone concept with glider wings. I don't know how this thing is supposed to work, because you got to pitch it forward in order to fly, and the wings would be pushing it down. But what do I know? But hey, just for you, they made it. Come on. Word comes apart.
Oh gosh.
They've given this thing some serious thought.
And that is not out of the realm of possibility. That is an actual possible product.
These are all renderings, so this has not been built yet.
Okay,
But
one thing it can't do is fly forward in a because if you're going to put that large of, I understand that this is not real, but if you're going to move this thing forward and you're going to use the aerodynamics of the frame, then you have to somehow, unless those bottom propellers actually tilt
They don't
down, which would
swivel.
be cool as crap. You got lift, except they're going the wrong direction. They'd have to go up to push out.
Yeah, well, you got no. If it fly like that, it'd be fine to have the wings, but in order to get it flying forward, you got to pitch it forward, and then the wings would actually drive it into the ground.
Right. So it's, but if you take those bottom propellers and you reverse the motors, okay, you have to be able to tilt up to get a backwards pushing, because then your rear props turn into like a
Push,
kind of like the Osprey in the for the Marines, where they. Now that would be cool.
But it's got obstacle avoidance front and rear. There's obstacle avoidance right there, and on the back there's two cameras.
Yeah, that's a very where
I just saw the first picture of it and I'm like, shit, somebody stole my damn logo and made a drone out of it.
Yeah, if you could articulate those two back props up, and then you have a pusher design, and you can use the aerodynamics of the wings just slightly. They don't even have to go up all the way. They just have to come up.
And Captain Joe in the house.
Or the ones in the wings turn. So now you have a flat platform.
Something would have to turn in order for it to fly forward. To make use of the glider feature.
Right. Interesting. It has to be, it's a reverse Northrop Grumman flying wing, but the wing is not right. The wing is backwards.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, we're getting all off the reservation here with our initial subject for the morning, and that was the what's next for DJI now that we've got where is he? So Brandon Carr, currently one of the board members of FCC, is slated to become the chair of the FCC. Brandon Carr's been pushing since 2021 to put DJI on the so-called covered list. And what's the other half of the equation? The Stefanik or whoever else there is in Congress now pushing for the Countering CCP Drones Act. This is going to spell disaster for DJI. And I'm almost willing to make a bet if DJI doesn't get that 04 system on the U.S. market before the end of the year, we will never see it.
Yeah.
Not in the U.S.
Yeah, I'm not counting on it. Like I said, it's ghosts in every retail outlet in America. Pretty much, there's no stock. You have to order directly from DJI.
Yeah,
and then even on their website, it says that you'll make sure you talk with your carrier. Your international carrier, which you'll probably get it. I really do think that if you ordered an Air 3S, you probably could get one.
Actually, they're being held up in customs now too. There's plenty of people floating around Facebook that are saying that they've ordered directly from DJI, and they received an email from DHL saying that it's been held up at customs.
Right. I forget what Dobo's Donald said he was held up for 45 days or something.
Yeah.
That is, they're doing that on purpose. They're just holding them. They're trying to interrupt the flow of them.
Yeah. Well,
So
in exchange, China is now limiting or cut Skydio on batteries.
yeah, temporary problem, which
So
they'll solve.
Skydio is now rationing the batteries to their consumers because they can't get any meat because they're relying on China to make them the batteries, and China is extending the great big middle finger to Skydio. Well,
I don't know who makes. Well, of course, China makes most of the lipos. I don't know who else. What other country makes lipos themselves? The
yeah.
lithium polymer batteries. I know Japan makes the lithium ions. I don't know if that's this in the same process, the same pack, the same. You can have the same facility manufacture both. I'm sure if you're a battery company, you can. Um,
Near my hometown in Germany, they are building a new battery plant to build battery packs for cars.
who funded
It's
that?
Northvolt, which is a Swedish manufacturer.
Oh,
Okay. Except the mother company in Sweden has some serious financial problems right now. They just broke ground on this factory, and now the mother company has problems and actually filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy here in the States, because now apparently you don't have to be headquartered to file for Chapter 11 here in the States. You only have to have an office here. So
I just don't. I don't know if I should be laughing right now or crying.
yeah.
Because I don't. I know the necessity of competition, and I'm very disappointed that we can't compete. I mean, we're a nation built on competing. I mean, we compete for everything. And we pride ourselves with competing. So hopefully we can, find somebody that, that's not, okay. I'm going to get down to, we know this is happening. Okay. Now what are you going to do? Okay. We're complaining, we're crying, we're getting it out. So what are you going to do as a consumer who still wants to fly drones? Well, you can still go on to Amazon and buy
Another Chinese
a Holy Stone, Baruco. They're all made in China, okay, but they're not going to face scrutiny, and this is why. Because when you're trying to kill a snake, at least a den of snakes, you only have to kill a couple. You have to kill a female and a male, and then they don't procreate anymore, okay? Or and then that's not a good analogy. Anyway,
no.
all those little snakes will be big snakes someday. Okay, so anyway, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to kill the whole herd. What's a bunch of snakes called? A den of snakes.
Keep in mind, he's a history teacher, not a biology teacher.
Oh, I'm not a zoologist. All right. Anyway, they only have to pick on a couple of the major players to push the policy and to get the message passed.
Be careful, Chuck here now.
So we will have drones to fly. Okay, they will be, but I don't know if they're going to start digging into other things like the chip manufacturers, who are and the flight controller manufacturers who are making very important components. Or all they need to do is restrict a chip or a flight component, and then you're screwed. I don't think motors are ever going to see that. We're not going to have that problem. It's going to be the flight controllers and the chips. But there's still drones to fly.
So Captain Joe is here, Chuck's here, and that's why East Coast was in here somewhere too. So anyhow,
go on Amazon. They're there.
The one thing that we didn't touch on is the connection between Skydio and the CCP Drones Act, and that is the former national advisors to Stefanik who helped. No, Stefanik is the one that introduced the bill, the congresswoman. She had a national advisor, security advisor. He's now one of the big wigs at Skydio. So that is how that whole connection comes together. Yeah, Skydio is no longer on your like list. Skydio is no longer on anybody's like list. Well, Chuck, you haven't been here for this yet, but I'm gonna add to your Christmas list. So this guy right here, you need to add to your Christmas list too. Brandon Carr is the Trump pick for the FCC chair. And Brandon Carr is the guy that's been pushing to put DJI on the covered list since October 21. So,
yeah, he's the new emperor. There can only be one emperor ever. Okay. Do I have to get it out?
There's somebody else for your Christmas card list. Brendan Carr, FCC. Remember him. Because I mean, this is, yeah, it's gonna play out all right. It's not gonna play really, but it's, yeah, whatever.
Do I have to put the red light on?
Yeah, you'll.
I don't have it charged, so I can't. So I was gonna get the red lightsaber out.
So anyhow, well, that's what prompted this whole stream this morning, is this little tidbit information I came across last night. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. So yeah, Brandon Carr is not just a pick for the FCC chair. He's also wrote a whole chapter in the Project 2025 book, and there is plenty of anti-Chinese sentiment in there. Protecting America's, let me share that. Here we go. Make this a little bigger. Protecting America's national security. And security threat posed by the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP.
All right, I'm still here.
And, Huawei and ZTE and China Mobile, China Telecom, China Unicom, all those people already get the axe. DJI is on that list. So, and here we go again. What's the whole TikTok thing too?
Huawei, TikTok. They did have a list of the drone manufacturers.
And here's our favorite. Expand the FCC covered list.
Yeah.
Okay. FCC must do a better job of ensuring that its covered list stays up to date and accounts for changes in corporate names and forms. Therefore, the new administration should create more regular and timely process for reviewing entities with ties to the CCP surveillance state. There you go. There is the final nail in DJI's coffin, right there. I hate to be all doom and gloom, but it's all out there. So, and if you guys haven't done yet, if you hit that thumbs up, please, we'd appreciate it. Now, feel free to subscribe to me or Mr. Random here. What the heck's going on here? There we go. Because I mean, we both need the subscriptions. So we need to push that over the 10,000K mark. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah, not just DJI.
DJI, it's like I said earlier, it's the Kleenex thing. know, they're called what, paper towels or tissue paper, but nobody calls a box of tissue paper a box of tissue paper. It's a box of Kleenex. So DJI asked the company that stands out, and that puts the big target on their back.
Yeah, I'm trying to get them to make a list of manufacturers. And it only gives me 5. I'm asking now. I'm going to ask it to give me 10. Let me see here. All right. I don't. It keeps putting unique as number 2. And
who's putting what at 2?
I'm just doing a Gemini search. And it doesn't have Autel on this list. Interesting.
Well, Autel has been keeping really, really quiet as of late. And I think they're trying to do that to kind of stay off the radar. You know, Autel's core business is not drones. Autel's core business is car diagnostic equipment.
Maybe they got a letter saying you guys better work hard on your diagnostic equipment.
And Autel is technically headquartered here in the States, even though they're getting all their stuff made in China. And, you know, Autel just don't want to rock the boat right now.
Yeah, you got DJI. They have Unique on there. I've never flown a Unique. Could be manufacturing other named products. Hubsan, of course, is on there. Eachine, JJRC, Holystone, Potenzic.
Wait. This is a Hubsan free channel. Okay. I need to reiterate that.
Potenzic, FIMI, SG900. That is actually a brand. Interesting. And
Potenzic. Ask Kelly about Potenzic.
And then Zenhua. Let's see if it can come up with 20 manufacturers. I know it can come up with 10. Maybe it can come up with 20. By God, it did. Here's an interesting company, Zwanmu Holding.
Yeah.
Which is a big, it's a consortium, probably a manufacturer's consortium. Soarability, Zingto, Airdwing. Is it just making names up? Janino, JOUAV, High Great, Great, Shenzhen Demoda, Autel Robotics is now on the list. FIMI, Potenzic, Holystone, JJRC. Okay, so Ehong, there's once again. HAG, Agricultural Aviation. So they've got other ones. Unique is still number 2 every time I do the list. Interesting. So
don't stick your head back in the sand. It's not the sand's fault. Oh yeah, when the nightmare's over, the nightmare's just beginning, brother.
Yeah,
the nightmare just started.
Unique is making agricultural drones. That's what's going on. They're making big pro birds.
I mean, we can look through and find all sorts of manufacturers with all sorts of exotic names. None of them going to be equal to DJI's quality.
No.
I guess Anzu and what Spectre, the two brands on that are sold on Amazon, which are rebranded DJI equipment, they're already on the radar of the legislators too. So
yeah, Unique has gone to the big. They've gone to the direction of the big birds, and they're adding payloads, different size payloads. The H850, which is their big, your hexacopter. So they're going the route of the big heavy lift bird. Mapping and surveying, inspection, safety, and rescue. So they're anyway, that's interesting. That was an interesting little research project. Yeah. Enjoy it while we can here. Hopefully US can move back to rebrand US soil. Oh.
Yeah. Not if Brandon Carr's in the middle of it. Because if DJI can't pull the FCC permits, then somebody else needs to pull those FCC permits for them. And the second they find out that all that comes out of Shenzhen, then yeah, you can.
Yeah, they'll keep squeezing. I wonder what the end game is. Is the end game the destruction of the Chinese drone industry? Is the end game the building a time thing where they're trying to build America time to react to the technological advancement? What that to me, that what's the end game in this? Because anytime when you go into warfare of this type, because it is warfare, you're basically fighting.
I think the end game is to knock the Chinese back on their ass on the technology front.
Yeah, that's a pushback.
China has made so many advancements in technology. Some on their own, some on stolen tech.
All a government employee that's doing research on this needs to do is go to my first video that I made with a drone in it and look at the advancement that has been made over the course of the years that I've been doing this YouTube stuff.
Yeah. No.
It is unbelievable, the technological advancement. And it's always something, we look at mini increments, but
the U.S. had gotten lazy on research and development on technology, in-house. So,
yeah.
Actually, Chuck's got it dead on right here. Trouble is, we handed them the keys to the candy store decades ago, and there's no fixing that.
Yeah. They were in a tough spot, and somebody said, "Oh, I feel bad for the Chinese people. We'll just make them this is how we're going to fix China. We're going to make them into a massive consumer society, and people are going to demand better and more products, bigger phones, cooler tech, And it's now going to be driven by consumers and not with any political think about if China did that. If they just dropped the territorial stuff and they just looked internally and built the country of China from what is being created, and just be a good guy. Don't threaten anybody. Don't saber rattle. Don't make stealth aircraft. What the hell does China need a stealth fighter for? Think about it. What a waste of money.
What does the U.S. need a stealth fighter for?
Well, we do. It's like having
this is where it kind of gets.
Are we going to get into missiles now?
Well, missiles,
8,000 mile an hour
nuclear weapons, whatever. Okay, what makes one country more deserving of getting a certain technology than the other?
Yeah, like I believe, yeah, Chuck. That's they built a working class and a working class that wants a better life. They want a nice car, a nice home. They want to raise a family, that kind of stuff. And I would say that there is that Chinese people want the same thing that you want. But it doesn't. You can't erase the effect of the communism. It's kind of like Russia. Russia right now is still living in the past. They even moved back further. They went back before communism to Imperial Russia now. So they want to recreate the Imperial Russia, of the last Tsar Nicholas II. Let's just, recreate. What if we didn't do that? What if? Anyway, let's all hold hands. Let's sing a song.
Yeah, we need to have a rethinking in this country about education and vocational training.
Yeah, no, we'll go back full circle on that, which absolutely. We need to have people using this technology, building. If you're not going to teach people, if you're not going to teach them how to fish, and you're not going to bring in motors and flight controllers and different innovative frame designs and control systems, which is happening. The software developers are actually coming up with some cool crap. You got these open source projects that are really cool. And that's what the technology should be doing, Now we're making killer robots and drone swarms. Killer robot dogs and drone swarms. I can't believe I'm saying that. And actually it's the truth. Killer robot dogs that are designed to kill you, run around after you, and drone swarms. We look at them as light shows. I don't. I look at a light show with all this stuff and 1,000 drones in the air. I'm like, say I'm a soldier standing on a battlefield. One of those has got my name on it.
Oh. Speaking of drone shows,
you
need to watch like the last 2 episodes of Skinwalker Ranch.
Uh-oh.
Skinwalker Ranch up there by Salt Lake,
yeah.
your turf.
It's way up there.
Yeah.
It's almost Wyoming, it's that far up.
Well, Skinwalker Ranch, they did an experiment and they tried to launch 1,000 drones. And it thoroughly backfired on them. They had some major malfunction where it was literally raining drones on them. Literally, drones were just they were hiding under vehicles and tents or whatever, so the damn drones wouldn't hit them in the head.
So Roosevelt, I got the map up here. Here's
the mystery.
Here's the area we're talking.
What is the area called? What's the show called? Mystery of Skinwalker Ranch or something?
Yeah, here's the location of where this place is. So if you go out here, there's the state of Utah right there. That's the location of this So this Skinwalker Ranch area, eastern, Vernal, eastern Utah, a lot of there's not radiation, uranium mines and stuff. There's a lot of geology going on out in this part, but this is the area right here. So compared to where I live, I'm way down here.
Yeah, you were on the
I'm
outside.
damn near in Las Vegas, so it's the other side of the world. This is a long drive. There is no straight road to get there. You have to go through Price, and this is like 2-lane freaking all, interesting though. You'd see some beautiful stuff, and
Yeah. Well, they try to launch 1,000 drone swarm over their triangle area, and something caused havoc with that because it was literally raining drones. I'm trying to Skinwalker Ranch. What's the freaking show name?
Skinwalker Ranch. I think that's the
Secret of Skinwalker.
Secret of, yeah. But that's the location.
It's on History Channel.
Yeah. I watch it here and there. I mean, it's no different than watching, the the Oak Island thing right now. Pretty much the same damn story. Lots of interesting stuff, but nothing really coming from it.
Yeah.
You watched the first 2 episodes of that. This is what I find myself on those shows now. I find myself on my phone a lot. My phone. I'm just like, okay, the show's over. I missed it. Did they find anything? Oh, that's the last 2 episodes. That's what I did. I sat on my phone. I got disinterested. I still watch it though. I'm like, all right, nope, they didn't find anything. They're still digging holes and finding nothing. Oh, there's a cavity.
There's a hole.
We got a hole there. Oh,
let's throw another hole. Oh shit! Now the whole thing flooded. Never mind.
Somebody is going to fall into a sinkhole eventually. Is what's going to happen there. Somebody's going to be walking, and then there's going to be a real with all the digging.
All right. Well, we're getting off subject again, so I think it's time for us to wrap it up. We've been at it for an hour.
Interesting concept.
I'll see if I can find some screenshots on the raining
drones. I know they've used drones a lot. They use helicopters. I'm surprised they didn't use more drones.
So anyhow, yeah. So DJI is in for it at this point. I don't see any way out for it, really.
No,
I don't think the lawsuit's going to do them any good, help them in any way.
Yeah, long gone are the days of multiple drone releases. The good times. We are now in uncharted territory, and the window is tightening. I feel like I'm in there.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain if DJI doesn't get it out before the end of this year, we're probably not going to see it in the U.S.
Yeah, Mavic 4. I'll tell you one thing is it's saving me a lot of money. Mavic 4 is going to be another one of those $2,500 drones. Maybe not. Maybe they're going to fight maybe they're going to fight the battle of the price tag because they can do it, to sell out their inventory.
Well, they've been sweetening DJI has been sweetening the pot here pretty good for the Black Friday things. No, they all have been. Oh,
yeah,
Chuck, by the way, since you're still here,
they're
I
not giving
did
anything
end up
away though.
by the S9 tablet, the Samsung S9, the Samsung Tab S9.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Maybe Kai should talk a little bit about that S9. I know there's a
We
bunch
might
of things
talk about it on Tuesday a bit.
Yeah.
Once I get a little time.
Yeah,
to
not
play with
I
it.
don't I it's 10:30. I got to bring Steve to go get coffee here.
Well, as usual, just as we're wrapping up, here comes Ben.
Ben,
At this point, I'm pretty impressed with the S9. It's pretty quick.
you know what we need to do, Kai? Let's do this real quick. I know we're getting okay. When we get to the end of the stream, okay, I am going to get a big image of Ben and I'm going to put it up. And then people will know, like up here in the corner, that the stream is, we're getting to the end. Instead of playing like a jingle at the end, we'll just put a picture of Ben up. And that
No,
will be
what we do, we get Ben's image, and as time goes on, we'll reveal more and more and more of it. And when it's full, stream is over.
We'll start it with a little picture, and then
yeah,
there'll be like the sun behind us.
Well, no, pixel by pixel. Let that picture build.
Yeah, you need to save an image of you, Ben. We need a little bit larger picture. We could use the small one, but it would get pixelated as we tried to make it bigger.
Yeah.
Make a drone display of my portrait in the night sky.
No need to scare all of Austin like that.
Well, there is one. It's called Santa. That's a positive thing to have the Santa image. They have the big beard.
By the way, so if you see, a guy in a red robe sitting on top of a power line this year Christmas, don't think nothing of it. That's just Santa. He had to recharge the battery on his electric elk.
Oh, you could be Santa. Oh, I've got my own images I have to deal with. All righty.
All right, Ben. Sorry you had to. You just got here, and we're making fun of you. But
we're glad you're here. This is totally like a flash in the pan one that we, if you got something you can talk about and you got a day to do it, you should do it. So, but yes, there is there's some gloom out there, but we'll get through it. There's other things to do in this world. Hey, there was a world before drones.
No, I mean, whatever product's already on the market, they ain't going to be able to yank it. So,
yeah, there's a product or two out there that's worth the crap. There's a few of them. I'm definitely finding them.
All right, and Chuck is premiering a video today, so I'll be looking forward to that. Even though it won't be diddly squat, but we'll deal with that. So, anyhow, any more words of wisdom?
No, we got Thanksgiving coming up, so we're kind of flowing towards there. We are doing a stream on Tuesday.
Yes,
that'll be my Friday because I don't work Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday, Wednesday either.
Well, I mean, when you say working, that's really, taking that term kind of loosely, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the big 6-day weekend coming up here. Then I got to finish a term coming up here. A couple of weeks, Christmas. I mean, this is where being a teacher really pays off.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then of course summer.
Well,
work. Yes, it is work. Believe me, there's some work going on in the schools these days. some serious work. We'll go for that's another. I could do a
We can
weekly.
fill hours on that subject, and I'd have to bring him.
I could do an entire subject on education.
So we'll just leave it where it's at. We'll see y'all on Tuesday. This is something I didn't want to deal with on Tuesday because Tuesday the mic's going to be released and we're going to be a bit more upbeat about that. And
you should be. Are we going to be able to get the mic through customs? Is it already been shipped through customs? Is it sitting in a crate in California? I am really worried about that.
Doubt it.
I have to buy this. I'm literally going to be in a battle with DHL probably. I didn't buy the goggles or Air 3, but the mic system is cool. I don't know. Leave the mic alone. Leave the mics alone. But FCC and FAA and.
Well, I'm still on my Rode mic, so. But anyway, we shall see y'all on Tuesday. Y'all have a good weekend. And until then, y'all be safe out there because there's some crazy people out there.
Yeah, there's a few.
All right. We'll see y'all later.
Easy.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.